All right, everybody, it's Jill here again. I've got my final video. These two will be extra cards that are made with the suite that'll be available in July that coordinates with this kit. This is the stamp set. Here's the dies. I'm just going to make a couple quick cards just to show you what all it has. I showed you the paper in the last video. Well, I there's gems and probably all kinds of other stuff. I'm just going to show you the stamp set and the dies for this card and this card that are using up some of our extra pieces that we have left over from the cards that I've already previously showed you. So here's that one, and there is that one. So let me get started. I'll do this one first. I'm shaking this one up a little bit. I'm going to see how it looks. I've got a 11 by 4 1/4 piece of early espresso. And I've got a piece of our retired wild wheat. We're going to glue that onto the front here. This is 5 3/8 by 4 1/8. We're just going to glue that onto the front. Probably do these pretty quick so that I don't take as long. That last video was pretty long. So now I'm going to take that other card that we had left from the last video, and we're going to cut it down to 4 by 5 1/4. Just take an 1/8 off of each side. We're going to go ahead and glue that onto the front. Here. And this is the side that I said to save because this piece kind of looks centered. I have used a pretty peacock, just a random die that I found. I cut out the flower. Let me show you. Here's the flower from the coordinating dies. And I'm going to go ahead and I recut the tip of the flower, the top of the flower. I'm going to go ahead and cut these little wispies off the bottom because I think that I would like those to show up as green. And now this die, all these just, cuts it, gives it a layering look or a 3D-ish kind of look. It doesn't actually cut out the whole thing. It just cuts those little pieces in there. And then I wanted these to stay green. I'm going to go ahead. I cut out the leaves from the die set. I cut both of those out, and I'm just going to kind of lay it on my pretty peacock piece just to get a feel for what I got going here, because I'm going to try and hide some of this stem with my flowers. And I'm using these colors because they were appeared to be in one of the pattern papers, and it just was really pretty. So I'm trying to figure out, of course they were colored, painted like very nicely. And yeah. So I'm just going to kind of glue that on there. Let me flip it over. I'm going to glue it flat to the pretty peacock, but see here, I want to make sure that I got it glued down to something. Some of that's not sticking. That'll look all right. So we're going to glue this one flat, and then we'll pop up the whole piece. Like this. Move that around a little bit. You can finagle your pieces how you'd like them. Now we're going to go ahead and put some dimensionals on the back of that. Pop it up kind of right there in the middle. And then I have a 1.5 inch circle. And I think I'm going to put it over on this side this time. I don't like all that extra space there. So I'm going to use my Pretty Peacock and the Let's Celebrate You once more. I think this will help pull that color in. And then I'm going to glue it, put a little bit of dimensional down here in the corner, and then I'm going to glue it up here. Like that. And so I didn't, oh, I just put happy birthday on the inside. This guy didn't bring over a piece for the inside, but there's two different versions. Like I say, this one I tried to use up some of the same colors as the paper. So there's that one. And then my last one is this one. This one, we're going to use a Pretty Peacock at 8.5, 4.25. Fold it in half. It's going to raise up. I have a Timid Tiger that is 5 3/8 by 4 1/8. I'm going to set that down here. We're going to take this little piece that we had left over from, forget which card, but we had this one left over. So I'm going to cut this one at 1.5. Pneumatic trimmer by 5 1/4. That will glue on over here. Then that beautiful paper, I've got a piece to just slide right in there. That's 5 3/8, or no, 5 1/4 by, let me glue that down and we'll trim this one smaller. So we're going to glue this down. We got to go all the way down to the 1/8-ish looking spot. That looks pretty good. And we're going to cut this down. This is just a little over 1. I'm going to go like 1 1/8. We don't need all that extra bulk on there. So we'll glue this guy down. 1 1/8 by 5 1/4. Put that right up kind of to our and then I have just a little strip of this that's 1/4 inch, again by 5 1/4, and we're going to just marry those two together with this little strip. Then that's just going to glue right onto the front of our pretty peacock. Here. Then I'm going to cut that out. I forgot that. Hang on. That also I cut out with a smaller stitched rectangle. That's going to go on the front. The inside, we'll do that next. Just to get this off the desktop, we have a 5 1/4 by 4, and then I have a strip of the Designer Series paper again. We're going to put that on the inside. It's kind of long. I just cut what was on the desktop, so we'll just trim it off. Looks pretty good. Got all my stuff buried over here. Okay, then we'll glue that to the inside. Now on the front, I got a piece of basic white. We'll grab the stamps, and I'm going to use this one in Memento ink. And then I'm going to color it. So I'm going to take my Early Espresso marker, my Stampin' Write marker, and I'm just going to color in some of these lines, the darker lines, to kind of mimic what's sort of going on, what looks like it's going on the paper. So I'm going to go ahead and, like this darker stuff, I'm going to color. And these Stampin' Write markers should not bleed when I bring my blends out. So I should be okay to use them here. So this is what I did here. And then I'm going to use just a variety of my blender pens. So I'm going to try and use my, I got light timid, oh, I got light peach pie here. I thought I grabbed my timid tiger, but I'll go get that one. So I got peach pie going on. And then let me get my timid tiger. He's a little orangier. See that? So I don't want too much of him in here. And then I'm going to come in with my petal pink and see if I can. Has this ever happened to you guys? It's because the barrel's cracked. So if you can hold this part with your thumb or something, you can also super glue it back in. That sort of helps, but I'm going to just color this. So I'm going to go around and around with some of these different colors to try and blend these out. This one's kind of dried up, being the barrel's broken, so I'm going to do what I can. I'll be back. I won't make you watch me color all these. Hold on. Okay, so I got my dark petal pink as well to try and help blend that around. And then now I'm going to do my leaves, and I'm going to go ahead and do the leaves in some Old Olive, the light Old Olive. And I'm just going to kind of go around like this with it. And then I'm going to come in with my Pretty Peacock and see if I can, oh, this is not good. See if I can blend some of that in. Hang on. And then I'll get my Old Olive again. And try and blend that blue around so it's not quite as harsh, sloppy looking. And there we go. So I'm going to leave it like that. And then I will cut it out, and I won't make you watch me again, but I'm going to cut this out, and I'll be back in a little bit. So see, I'm a little bit orangey compared to these colors that were in there, but there was no pinks in the paper. But you know what, you guys, it's Cajun Craze. That's what color it is. So I'm going to cut that out, and I'll be back. Okay, I got it all cut out. I did go get my Cajun Craze and put a little bit of the light Cajun Craze in there to help bring that down in color. I probably need, yeah, right here, my Pretty Peacock ink. And then I've got the Happy Birthday from the stamp set. And again, we're just gonna ink up Happy. We're gonna do our best to just stick it on there. I need to clean it though, over here. Then we're going to just ink up the birthday. And do our best to guess where the birthday goes. And we're going to call that Perfection. I did pop that up on the front after I glued down the flower to the front. And I think I need a little bit darker green going on here. I think I used my Mossy Meadow, because that's the color that's in the paper, Mossy Meadow. This is very yellow. Okie dokie, artichokes. I went ahead and got my Mossy Meadow, put that on there just to darken that up a little bit. We're going to put some dimensionals on the back and we will be done. Done with all of our cards and all the alternate, or not our alternates, but my extras that I made from the coordinating suite with the pieces. And I still have more pieces and parts left over. I just didn't want you guys to have to sit through all my extras. All right, and there we go. There is our second extra and that one. So a couple ideas to use with our leftover pieces. I thank you guys for watching. If you've stuck with me through all of these videos, I truly appreciate it. Thank you, thank you, thank you for hanging out with me. I will be back again next month with whatever we get. Only time will tell, so stay tuned. Bye, guys.